From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. A suspected killer is behind bars and more details surrounding that crime are being revealed. After a 6-hour standoff on North 27th Street this morning, the Billings Police SWAT team deployed tear gas and took 27-year-old Taylor Plainbull into custody. Plainbull, the suspect in the shooting death of 27-year-old Lanita Goes-Ahead on the Crow Reservation, a crime authorities describe as an ambush-style murder. Police say Plainbull was barricaded at the roadway inn early this morning between Pauley and Airport Road. Officers closed off 27th and after trying to talk Plainbull into giving up for about 6 hours, finally deployed tear gas to get him out. Well, a criminal complaint unsealed today alleges Plainbull committed first-degree murder. Court documents say Lanita Goes-Ahead was driving from Pryor to Billings along with an adult male and a young child. Plainbull, who'd previously been in a relationship with Goes-Ahead, first passed her vehicle, then slammed on the brakes, forcing Goes-Ahead's vehicle into a ditch. That's when Plainbull is accused of approaching the car and shooting Goes-Ahead. The other man sustained an injury to the forehead. Plainbull then grabbed the child and drove away. That child was located later. Plainbull scheduled to appear on Wednesday in U.S. District Court. Well, Billings police are still looking for information on Amelia Brooks, a 22-year-old Billings woman last seen 2 weeks ago in the Billings Heights. Tonight, people gathered at Two Moon Park for a candlelight vigil, asking for Brooks to come home. Q2's Mitch Legge was there.
2 weeks after the disappearance of Amelia Brooks, a small crowd of friends and family members gathered at Two Moon Park in Billings on Tuesday night. Their main call was for Amelia to come back home. The 22-year-old Amelia Brooks was last seen on October 13th in the Billings Heights, in the area of Coraline Street, sometime between 5 p.m. and midnight. Family members said she went missing after an altercation with one of her housemates. At the cold nighttime vigil, friends and family members heard a few songs and shared their memories of Amelia while holding candles. The main sentiment of the crowd, they just wanted Amelia to come back home.
We're just lighting some candles in prayers of her safe return and in hopes that she sees this and knows that she's loved and knows that nobody's mad at her and that we all care about her and we just really want her safe.
If you have information on Amelia's whereabouts, please contact the Billings Police Department at 406-657-8200. In Billings, Mitch Legge, MTN News.
Thanks, Mitch. Meanwhile, support in the form of funds has been pouring into the GoFundMe accounts for two local tow truck operators who were struck and killed by a passing motorist this weekend. 28-year-old Casey Allen and 37-year-old Nick Visser were killed Sunday while recovering a vehicle from Interstate 90 near Columbus. As of about 9:30 tonight, Allen's fundraiser smashed through its $10,000 goal, bringing in more than $21,000 so far. The target goal has now been raised to $25,000, and Visser's account has increased the goal to $50,000, having a total of nearly $45,000 by tonight. Both fundraisers were set up by the men's employer, Hanser's Automotive, here in Billings. Links to donate can be found inside the story on KTVQ.com. Well, a huge spike in COVID-19 related deaths today as 18 more victims are reported across Montana. Cascade County announced 12 additional deaths late this afternoon. Each of those victims died after October 15th, and every one of them had underlying health conditions. Missoula County reported 4 deaths today, and there was 1 victim each in Yellowstone and Lake County. MTN now reports 342 COVID-related deaths across the state of Montana. Just one day after slamming the people of North Dakota for their lack of wearing masks, Dr. Deborah Birx, the White House Coronavirus Task Force coordinator, stopped in Billings today with a strong message. Birx met with local health leaders at Riverstone Health to address the rise in cases here. She says she's traveled the country, and when looking at Yellowstone County, if we don't all take personal accountability, we're in for a challenge.
She said if nothing is done, people will eventually get scared enough because they'll be so overrun with cases, and then they'll start to slow it down. But if people do nothing, if we don't do any more in terms of our individual behaviors, she said we're looking at a very difficult next 6 to 8 weeks.
Felton also said 2 case investigator epidemiologists from the CDC are headed to Billings next week. He says they'll review the current system and discuss improvements here in Yellowstone County, a system Felton says was not created to handle hundreds of new cases a day. Well, today Montana reached 10,000 active COVID cases across the state, 4,000 of which were added in the last week alone. As MTN's John Riley reports, today during a news conference, Governor Steve Bullock addressed rising cases, business compliance, and upcoming holiday celebrations.
Montana joins 46 other states this week in seeing a rise in COVID cases and more hospitalizations and deaths associated with the virus.
This virus has already brought death to over 300 Montanans. As we know, there's a delay in incubation periods, which means we're only going to see our hospitals continue to be stretched.
Bullock says it's going to take Montanans working together, wearing masks and social distancing in order to stop the spread. Last week, the state announced a consumer complaint form where people could submit concerns about businesses not following COVID mandates. As of Tuesday, the state had received 1,300 submissions from 40 counties.
What was encouraging after reviewing these was that there wasn't one comment that we received that was attacking a business or overly negative about the business. Most of the comments were very constructive, and they were basically expressing concern about their own health, health of the customers, health of the workers, and their own coworkers.
With the holiday season right around the corner, the state also stressed the importance of people following guidelines and making plans to help limit the spread.
We're not going to take your holidays away, but what we want to try to do is encourage folks to be diligent and to do these things safely so that we can still continue to celebrate the holidays with our loved ones.
For Halloween, people are encouraged to incorporate a mask as part of their costume and avoid large parties. Trick-or-treaters are asked to stay home if they're sick or if they've been asked to quarantine by local public health. Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
All right, turning now to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. Bob, we're about to have a change of seasons. We're about to head back to fall.
Well, you noticed with that piece from John Riley how sunny it was in Helena. That was all over Montana today. Let me show you. We've decided to take a look 6 to 10 days out in the future. We already know it's going to be a little bit better for the rest of this week, but this takes us from November 1st right on through the 15th, to the 5th. And as you can see, it looks like here, as far as temperatures for much of the western half of the country, including Montana, it's going to be warmer than average. Meanwhile, much of the south and the east, they're going to be a little bit cooler than average. Right around the Midwest, no significant change there. Let's talk about precipitation. You'll notice throughout much of the central part of the country, including the Midwest and Great Lakes, and even Montana, we're expecting to see things become drier than average. But around Seattle, western Washington, probably going to see things leaning a little on the wet side there. But we're looking at dry and warmer for the next 6 to 10 days across Montana. We'll have the rest of your forecast in a few minutes.
Thank you, Bob. A week from tonight, the presidential campaigns will be over as we wait to see who will be the next president of the United States. Today, from Nevada to North Carolina, the candidates and their surrogates hit battleground states all across the country to make their last pitch to voters. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
Joe Biden is hoping to turn Georgia blue for the first time since 1992.
We can do it here in Georgia. We win Georgia, we win everything.
The former vice president stumped in Warm Springs and Atlanta while his running mate Senator Kamala Harris rallied in Nevada.
Honk if you're fired up.
And former President Barack Obama pumped up a drive-in crowd in Orlando.
I'm asking you to believe in Joe's ability to lead this country out of these dark times.
President Trump hosted more crowded in-person rallies in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. All states he won in 2016, but he's currently trailing in the polls in Michigan and Wisconsin. And both states are experiencing spikes in coronavirus cases.
I will deliver record prosperity, epic job growth, and a safe vaccine that eradicates the virus and quickly ends the pandemic. And we're making that final turn.
Vice President Mike Pence crisscrossed the Carolinas. In Pennsylvania, First Lady Melania Trump defended her husband's record on how he's handled COVID-19. That's killed more than 226,000 Americans.
While the president was taking decisive action to keep the American people safe, the Democrats were wasting American taxpayer dollars in a sham impeachment.
According to the U.S. Elections Project, more than 69 million voters have already cast early ballots. With 1 week to go until Election Day, officials in several states warned ballots mailed after today may not arrive on time. Today, the president tweeted that we must have a final vote total on November 3rd, citing big problems. Twitter flagged it for possibly being misleading.
But we do know that certain states will continue to count some of their mail-in ballots for a couple of days after.
Acting Department of Homeland Security Chief Chad Wolf told CBS's Catherine Herridge the final tally will come in after Election Day. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Yellowstone County is on pace to shatter its record for voter turnout this election, with 63,000 ballots already returned. Now, even if you haven't registered yet to vote in Yellowstone County, you can still do so, but you need to go in person to the Montana Pavilion at Metro Park. You can still register even up on Election Day, but that's not advised.
Do not wait till Election Day, because our office is the only show in town and we'll get swamped all day long. So if you can do it this week. If you're sitting on a ballot at home, I advise you to get it in the mail today or tomorrow. We're lucky we have a processing plant in Billings, so the Postal Service is really good here. But I probably wouldn't mail it past Thursday at the latest if you're in Billings.
And Rutherford says at this point, it's best just to drop off your ballot at the courthouse or Metro Park. Come Election Day, there will be 10 drop-off sites throughout Billings, and those locations can be found on our website, ktvq.com. Still ahead on the MTN 10 o'clock news here on Q2, healthy living. We talk with a local doctor on steps that can be taken for not only your short-term but long-term health. And if you're looking to hit the road, why, you might be able to save a lot of money this holiday season. We'll explain coming up in just a bit.